Let's go. Yo, I'm the product of black colleges and Pan-African politics.
What it do, what it does, what it be like, you already know what it is and who it is. This is your boy DJ BABIBOI, and yes, this is Salute the Grind featuring that boy Marcel P. Black. Introduce yourself to the people, brother.
What's up, man? It's your boy Marcel P. Black, you know what I'm saying? Represent Baton Rouge Hip Hop, now I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Underground Southern Independent MC, veteran, conscious MC, facilitator, educator, a little bit of everything, man. You know what I mean? College grad, HBCU graduate, you know what I'm saying? Just a good brother trying to do good things with the culture.
That's what's up, man. So I know you've definitely been busy in the culture, man. Just let the people know, how long have you been doing recording music?
Ooh, Lord. So my father was a gospel musician, so I've had access to music and like instruments and just being around music all my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I first started playing around recording when I was in high school. I'll be 40 in September, so you know what I mean? So we're talking, I first started playing, probably I was 15, 16, started recording. I started my first deal when I was 19. Got out their first deal when I was 23. I kind of like quit rap a little bit, you know what I mean? When I was 27, I dropped a song and it just kind of went crazy, and I've been running with it ever since, you know what I'm saying? So I would say this iteration of my career has been pretty solid for about 13 years strong, man. You know what I'm saying? Just when I had a record that I just wanted to make just to make it, you know what I'm saying? Just express myself, and it really, really, really picked up. You know what I'm saying? Just out of nowhere. And I just kept on going with it, man. So all of it kind of runs together at this point, man. So I've been blessed to say I have a strong 10 plus career, you know what I'm saying, as an independent touring artist.
That's what's up, man. So name that record, the one you dropped that just got the people buzzing or got your name buzzing real good.
So the song called Jigga City Blues. I had dropped a solo EP after I left my label in like 2008, and it didn't really do anything, and I was going through like a whole lot of transitions in my life, and I just couldn't really find myself as an artist or whatever. Well, I didn't really know what I was doing, to be honest with you. And it was June of 2000. No, so it was July 2010. You know, I put out a couple songs here and there, just not, you know, I was having a family and things of this nature, getting out of college or whatever, I had a full-time job. And so I had a record called Jigga City Blues that I just wanted to make a Black Music Month. I wasn't really trying to make no type of record. I just wanted to make a song to express myself. And so the first two, the song was, the first verse, I was critical of like the local politics. You know, I was living in Baton Rouge where I lived for 20 years. You know, the nickname of Baton Rouge is Jigga City. So I just wrote about the local political situation in Baton Rouge or what have you. And then the second verse, I was critical of like the hip hop, well, the rap scene in Baton Rouge as it pertains to like there was a real big problem with like a whole bunch of like rappers killing rappers going to jail, and you know what I'm saying, like that. And so I'm just saying, so. And then the last verse, I was rapping about like my personal life in terms of like, you know, at the time, you know what I'm saying, I just got married, and I had my wife was pregnant, and I had a baby, you know, I had a baby on the way, and I was unemployed, and so it was Jigga City, but it was the blues. And so it's not a club record, it's not a radio record, it's not nothing but it just resonated with people, right? It's like it resonated with people in a real way, you know what I'm saying? And that's when I really found my voice. As far as like, you know, I had made other type of songs trying to figure it out, but like that's when I found my voice as far as like what people would respond to from me, right? They don't need me to do a club record, they don't need me to do a street record. I mean, that's not who I am. I enjoy it, but that's not who I am as a man, right? What people wanted from me was me being who I was, and it connected. And I was like, okay, so I found my voice, and man, I've just been running ever since, man. I dropped the EP, so I dropped that July 1st, 2010. I dropped the EP, the Jigga City Blues EP, September 11th, 2010. And now I have close to like 20 projects. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of EPs. I got like 5 or 6 albums. I got like some compilations or whatever. But you know, so that was the beginning of it. After that, I was dropping like 2 projects a year, then an album, but then the touring came. So it was that one song when I was about to give it up pretty much that changed everything for me. And I told myself that now that I have my voice, now that I know what people will respond to, that, you know, while the Most High has it on my heart and my mind to say it, this is the way I'm going to approach the culture.
Man, that's what's up, man. Hey, just with that alone, that story, salute the grind for sure. That's an amazing story, though, man, because really that's what, just being an artist, a lot of people try to, I guess, you know, follow the wave instead of finding who they truly are or telling their story, man. It's like testimony music, man. So it's real dope to hear that you finally digging in yourself, what really mattered to you resonated with the people like that, man. So that was just dope, just to hear that story play out like that. So speaking just on that level, man, I know you've been in the music for a long time. Who actually inspired you to even get into it or pursue it?
My first inspiration was my father, God bless his soul. He passed away 3 years ago, so God bless his soul. But my father, man, like waking up, you know, I pretty much, it's funny because like on my father's side of the family, almost all of the men are educators in some way, and they all, you know, grew up in the church, and they all sing, right? And so I got it natural. You know what I'm saying? I got it natural to be an educator. I'm a teacher, or you know, work with youth or what have you. And you know, I could sing, but I chose to be a little rebellious, and I picked up the microphone. But now, man, just as early as I can remember, waking up watching my father on a Saturday morning, sit at the edge of his bed with his guitar, and he would be like, you know, kind of like playing around with some sounds or whatever. And then I would see him write with a sloppy hand writing on a yellow legal pad, and he would go downstairs. So I would then, they converted it towards a garage, that converted it to a den, that converted it to a studio, and he'd be laying down tracks or what have you, or I would hear him practicing, and then we go to church Sunday morning, and I would hear him sing a song that touched people's souls, you know what I'm saying? So it's like some of my earliest memories. It's just like how, like, now I'm a touring artist. I grew up probably, you know, up until I was in high school. I remember, like, with my father and my mom, like, driving all across the country, you know, grew up in southern Oklahoma. And so, like, driving across the country, going to different community centers, going to different churches, going to different programs. My dad was a quartet singer, you know what I'm saying? So, like, every other weekend, we somewhere in Kansas, we somewhere in Oklahoma, Missouri, Texas, whatever, you know what I'm saying, at somebody's church or whatever. And the main thing was just watching my dad, like, make music, like, you know what I'm saying, wearing this, you know what I'm saying, undershirt at the edge of the bed, watching him, like, manifest an idea, and then watch him put it on a record or put it on a CD, and then sing it live, and watch how people responded to it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so that was like my first inspiration. And you know, like, if anybody's ever seen me perform, I absolutely, you know what I'm saying, who was that? They I think it was A3C.com said, you know, I'm Malcolm X meets a Baptist deacon. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very church influenced where I perform. But artistically, man, the first rap I ever heard was LL Cool J. Okay. Right? The first rap I ever heard was LL Cool J. He's the person that really made me want to rap. I remember being young, watching like Rap City. The first rapper that I tried to imitate and failed miserably was Method Man. I used to try to get in the mirror with a brush and move like he did or whatever. You know, but influences, you know, I'm a Southerner, Scarface, Juvenile, like Mixtape Wayne. My all-time favorite rapper is Fonte. I'm a student of the artistically, I'm in the tradition of I guess you could call it the power of street knowledge, right? So I come from the tree of KRS-One, of Ice-T, Ice Cube, Killer Mike, you know what I'm saying, Stick Man from Dead Prez, like the cats who, you know what I'm saying, at one time they might have seen a couple of things on the block, you know what I'm saying, but they choose to educate, they choose to be entertainers, you know what I'm saying. So the aggressive, hardcore street / conscious hip hop music, like that's my particular lane. I think Jay-Z's the GOAT. I think the best rapper to ever rap is Black Thought.
Right.
I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Profoundly influenced the album that changed my life when I was kind of like, I kind of had one foot in, one foot out. Was Dead Prez, Let's Get Free. A lot of people don't realize that them dudes are Southern. Like, they are Southerners. They are from Carolina and Florida. But like, I had an older cousin who was a 5%er. and he saw that I was kind of getting into trouble, and he was like trying to reach me, and he gave me the Let's Get Free album. And they got a song called They Schools, and I heard that song, and it changed everything. So then I'm listening to the album. He's giving me more conscious hip hop albums, and he's giving me the books to read along with him. And so that's how I kind of got introduced to black radical tradition and black, Pan-African politics like that or whatever. So like, man, hip hop is like, it's influenced everything I've ever done from a professional standpoint, from an artistic standpoint. I'm considered what's called a hip hop educator. I'm literally about to work at a school that has a record label, and I'm going to run that record label for the school, teaching kids how to rap and record. And so it's taking me on internships or whatever. So the influence from the culture has been like really, really huge for me, and it's just been a blessing, man.
Man, hey, that's an amazing story, brother. You know what I mean? That's one of those hip hop save my life type things. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's real dope.
Absolutely.
I ain't gonna go too far in the interview without talking about this new record, this new project that you got going on. More Culture, man. You sent it. It's a great vibe to it, man. How did it come about? How did you link up with the guy that you got featured on it? I'll let you talk about that. And the tour. Make sure you talk about the tour that you just did last month, I think, right?
Yes, sir. All right, so I'm gonna try to be concise with this, right? So in 2019, I dropped a project called For the Culture with a producer from Dallas/Nashville named M. Slago, right? And so at the time, I was touring the country, and this was the first time I'm really kind of making my name outside of the South. And what I realized is that, like, when I started going to the Northeast or to the West Coast or to the Midwest, that my music that I was making was a little bit more slower, right? So I'm a backpacker, boom bap guy first, right? So I went back to the essence, and I'm a conscious MC, but I knew I had another album that had like a lot of that type of content in it. So I wanted to make an album that wasn't as heavy politically and just kind of have some fun, like good boom bap vibes, right? So I did For the Culture. Fast forward. When my father passed away, I really like retooled my political education, and I got further and further left into like socialism, Marxism, and Pan-Africanism. But some of the first music that I wanted to create, I wasn't ready to talk about it. I wasn't ready to talk about like the serious stuff. I needed to kind of purge myself first of the anger, and so I came out with Angry Black Raps, and then I wrote an album called Everything I Love, which was like a dedication to my father. It was about grieving during a pandemic, you know what I'm saying? And so once I kind of got that out of my system, I wanted to revisit what me and Slago did with For the Culture, you know what I'm saying, which was like, Southern backpack boom bap rap. But this time I wanted to put the black back in it, because a lot of people forget like hip hop music, rap music is black culture. It's an extension of what came to the wilderness of North America or Turtle Island on slave ships, and it's an extension of the black music that was created on the plantations. You know what I'm saying? While ancestors out there in the fields, right? And so, like, what I'm seeing is, like, as a national touring artist, I don't see people who look like myself, right? I like when I go to the crowd, whatever, there's a lot of white folks out there. The talent buyers are white. You know what I'm saying? The venue owners are white. When I go to these DJ battles or what have you, I see white, Asian, and Latino. When I go to the grab writing spot, I see Asian, white, and Latino. When I go to the B-boys, I see Asian, white, and Latino, right? And like, I think a lot of times black folks, we get kind of caught up in just like the party, or we get up with some TV, but we forget that like the essence of hip hop, all cultural elements, they come from African people, right? And so when I say more culture, I'm not saying, I'm saying MORE, like bring us more, but MOOR, like black. So hip hop is black culture. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to bring it back. Like, I think a lot of people think that being a Southern backpacker is an oxymoron, and then they think that being a Southern conscious backpacker is an oxymoron, when really the most intelligent, articulate people from the South that changed America politically are from the South. From Huey P. Newton to H. Rap Brown to Martin Luther King to, you know what I'm saying, to Bobby Seale to Afeni Shakur to Assata Shakur. They all Southerners, right? And so I wanted to, you're from Mississippi, the political legacy from Fannie Lou Hamer to, you know what I'm saying, to, the word Black Power was invented in Mississippi, right? And so we have this rich political and revolutionary history that should not be absent from the art that we create, right? We can go to Zoe's Corners and we can party, you know what I'm saying, all that type of stuff too. But at the same time, this is who we are as well, right? And so for me as an artist, the man who I am, I wanted to bring that back to the music. It's a little four song EP produced by Slago. I got one of the dopest MCs in Oklahoma, my man Verse. My man First Verse is on the record. And then I got the legendary Truth Universal, my OG from New Orleans. Part of the reason why I'm here as the MC is on there. And I got the legendary Wordsworth from Brooklyn, New York, who's a part of the Lyricist Lounge, man. So just a little quick strike to kind of get it out my system. Yeah, man. You know, and then you mentioned the tour. Last summer I toured all summer, and I'm a school teacher, right? So like literally, like the Saturday after I finished school for the summer, I went on tour, and I didn't end my tour until 3 days before I went back for professional development. And so I didn't really get a chance to spend enough time. I think I did 20 shows in like 5 weeks, and that's between New England, the Bay Area, the Midwest, and the South. So I did the whole country in like 5 weeks or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so I didn't really get time to spend with my kids. So this time, and plus I'm in the process of moving to a new crib, so this time I did a show in Kansas, I did 5 shows in New England, and I did 3 shows. I did 1 show in Mississippi and 2 in Louisiana. So I just did like 9 shows in probably about like a 2 weeks time. I did like 9 shows, kind of kept it light. I'm still doing like some stuff like here in Oklahoma, whatever. And I'm going to Virginia in next month or whatever. But like as far as like the tour to really kind of get out there, and it went well. It went well so far, man. Like every region was like very receptive. You know, sold some merch, sold some CDs, and you know, kind of do it a little different. Like, you know, I'm doing, you know, I put the project out on June 2nd. I did the tour, and now I'm doing press. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of doing a little different than what I normally do. But now it's been really cool. It's been really well received.
Man, that's what's up, man. And I know just even all the jewels that you dropped just on this interview, man. I know you're hands-on with the youth, and you even mentioned about that as an educator. So how rewarding is that to you? You know, just to be able to give that information to the youth and seeing them develop from what you brought to them.
Man, like being able to be a hip hop educator really like gave me sanity when I was going crazy. So I was a full-time, but before the pandemic hit, I was a full-time touring artist. That's all I did. I rapped, and you know, when I wasn't on the road, I'd do Uber, something like that or whatever. But like I rapped, I got paid from selling music and performing. And I was, you know, when the pandemic hit, I lost like almost $100,000 in touring money, right? So like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I could not go outside. So I had the ability to work with a nonprofit that put me in 2 different schools. So I created my own curriculum, hip hop education curriculum that was called Free Hip Hop. One curriculum was the intersection of hip hop and social justice, and the other curriculum was the intersection of hip hop and mental health, right? And so I was able to do that, and like that kind of gave me my fix, you know, like because like to be able to keep you know 30 teenage kids' attention for an hour at a time is work, right? And so like I'm using all my rapper tricks, you know what I'm saying, and like the way to make sure I can control the classroom, and I'm doing this virtually, right? And so your people are looking at the screen, kids are looking at the screen because it's during the pandemic, and so I got to make sure I keep everybody's attention. And but it really gave me life, man. It gave me the ability to create, you know what I'm saying, and like be creative and like really like pass on the culture and teach the kids culture. And then when I came back to the classroom, I always implemented hip hop into my lessons everywhere I can, because I'm a social studies teacher, history teacher. And so on Fridays we had hip hop Fridays, and so we learned about hip hop every Friday. And like what I didn't know, like the kids was going to the other classes, and they was battling each other to see who can rap the most, the rappers delight. You know what I'm saying? Like cool. And you know, my school was Latino, it was Mexican kids doing it. So like the culture like really pierced through. And so now, at the school I'm going to, they actually have a record label called McLean Records, And like I will be teaching 3 periods of history. For the other 2 periods, I will be running the record label. So like they already have a music video, they got an LLC, they're already on streamers, and so I'll be teaching kids how to write and record, you know what I'm saying, and like perform or whatever, helping kids kind of get their business together, things of that nature, and putting them on stage or whatever, just kind of teaching them the culture. We'll be doing the artistic standpoint, but you got to teach kids the culture. Like that's how we keep it going. On top of being able to monetize it and make a career out of it, the way that we able to have this type of conversations 50 years from now, baby boy, is that we teach the kids the culture, the foundational elements. And so whatever they do, as long as they understand the culture and the history of the culture, you know what I'm saying, that's how we preserve it. So I'm really, really excited to get on with that, as I'm, I tour through the summer, you know what I'm saying, the weekends and the breaks or whatever, but I'm absolutely a dedicated hip-hop educator, and it's been a blessing. It's just like I said, being able to, deal with hip-hop and academics has taken me so far. It's taken me so far, it's just been a blessing, man.
That's what's up, man. I'm probably gonna have to cut some of the questions I had short, man, because hey, this is a wonderful interview, man. But normally I try to keep it between that 10 to 20 minutes. We already passed 20 minutes, but it's pretty good. We might go 30 this time, man. You know what I'm talking about? Because I like the information that you're dropping, man. So I'm gonna ask about the 50th anniversary for hip hop. What does that mean to you? Since it's been so influential in your life, what does the 50th year mean to you?
It means everything to me, man. Like I said, I made a post about it yesterday, man. Like I see older people are excited about it, and it disheartens me because I don't really see a lot of young people excited about it, right? Like I think like you and I are roughly the same age, but we remember when we had to watch rock and roll videos all day to watch one rap video on MTV,
right.
Or we had to run home from school to watch Rap City, right? And I it was special to us, right? Especially like we from the country too, so like how we can get the culture, we was excited to have it. And I think like now in the era of social media streaming, man, it's like rap is everywhere, but not only is rap everywhere, it's a particular version of rap that's like super corporate and commercial and bastardized, and so it's not that big of a deal to these kids, man. To me, it's everything. Like I was watching the tribute the other day on the BET Awards, and we had the older MCs and like MC Light and like Big Daddy came out. Man, I was like, I had a tear in my eye. It touched me on a deeper level because like these people are in their 50s, bro, and they loving it like they're teenagers.
Right.
They still cold, but like the passion, like they dedicated their life to the culture and they're passionate about it. And so for me, that's what I aim to do in my own way. I'll never be Big Daddy Kane and MC Light level, but however, whatever I could do to make sure I keep that childlike passion and hunger for the culture, for the art, for all the elements, for teaching and what have you. Like it wakes me up in the morning and puts me in bed at night. You know what I'm saying? Like I love rapping, and like 50 years, man, it's a milestone, right? And like I said, I want to be able to celebrate 100 years. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, keeping the culture intact to where like, and that's why more culture is important, because like I don't want to lose the essence of the culture, just like we lost it to like we lost jazz, or just like we lost blues or lost rock and roll. I want to keep hip hop, let people know it's black, you know what I'm saying, and just keep pushing it forward, because it absolutely is a transformative culture. And I'm throwing the show on the 50th anniversary. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to more music, just keep pushing it, man. So here's the 50 more.
All right, and you're the ambassador for Red Rove. Real MCs don't rap over vocals, man. Let the people know about that, man, and how that movement changed everything for you. Man,
I knew that question was coming, man. So once again, man, it's about culture. It's about standing on culture. It's about standing on being dope. I think that the way that the industry goes now, and I think the young artists, or artists who don't really have access to see, rappers of a particular caliber, there's not a lot of incentive anymore to be dope at what you do, right? Like you and I came up in a generation to where we're freestyling on the back of the bus. You know what I'm saying? We freestyling at the lunch table, right? These kids don't even rap no more. They just record something, and then we wonder why they can't perform it right, because they don't even practice rapping it, man. Like, and I'm not saying that you got to be an old school kind of rapper like KRS-One or like Big Daddy Kane, but love your craft, love the craft of rap enough to actually put the time in to be the best at it as possible, right? And so when I say, I'm the leader of the Stop Rapping Over Vocals movement. I'm the founder of Red Road Real MC, the rap over vocals. But so this year we pushing 5 things. We pushing I can't remember the order because I'm all over the place, but making sure that you go to rehearsal, making sure that you go to vocal cord care, making sure you rehearse, vocal cord care, going to sound check, not being too drunk or too high or what have you, and studying the greats, right? You can benefit artists can benefit so much from being able to put on a live vocal performance, and you're going to stand out amongst everyone else. Like, no booking agent is going to book an artist who raps over vocals, and you're just not, because you're still moving at an amateur level, right? And so everywhere I go, I push the movement. July is International Stop Rapping Over Vocals Month. July 25th is International Stop Rapping Over Vocals Day, in which I will do my presidential address like I always do, or whatever. But but man, just like I said, really standing on culture and really pushing rappers to be better. Like you can't expect to go to the league if you can't dribble without double dribbling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta stop double dribbling, man. Take the training wheels off the track and go bust.
For sure, man. So what advice would you give to the young? You dropped all kind of jewels, so some last advice that you could give to the younger artists, because I know you're already educating them. So as far as for this platform, what would you want to leave to the younger artists, how they could benefit in this music? As I become older and get into that veteran stage, this is what I always say: love what you do. Love it. I love rap. I love rap so much that I want to be the best at it I possibly can. Right? Like I love the culture. I love the hustle. I love the grind. I love working. Right? So learn as much about what you're trying to accomplish as you can. Do the history. Do your Googles. Get the books. Get the articles. Listen to the podcast. If you want to be a touring artist, if you want to sing licensing, if you want to, whatever you want to do with the culture, learn about it. Learn how to do it. Practice. I'm almost 40 years old, and I still probably spend at least 5 or 6 hours a week going over my music, getting ready for shows, right? Or if I know some people who write one verse every single day just to keep their pen sharp, right? Practice at what you want to do. Practice and like love what you do so much that you want to do the best by it, right? Always do good business. Always work with good people. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, if I can't rock with you as a person, I can't do no business with you because I can't trust you, right? And with that said, I'm always making sure that I'm trustworthy. I'm always making sure that I'm doing good, especially when I'm doing pictures with black folks. I ain't trying to mess up no black folks, for sure. So I ain't trying to play the game like the other man. I'm gonna take care of the brother man, right? And so I always do good business, work with good people, and and just never rap over vocals. Okay, I got you, man, for sure. So how can the people contact you, and how can they get this Moral Culture EP?
Absolutely. So you go to my website, marcelpblack.com, marcelpblack.com. I'm on social media, all social medias, marcelpblack, that's Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I have maroonmusic@gmail.com, Gmail. If you want to book me for a show, book marcelpblack@gmail.com. I'm going to tell you, I'm on our streaming platforms, but streams don't really pay nothing, right? I'm all about monetizing the craft, right? So, go to marcelpblack.bandcamp.com. I repeat, marcelpblack.bandcamp.com. I got CDs, I got t-shirts, I got face masks, I got cassettes, I got flash drives. You can buy the album from the Bandcamp page. You can, you can stream it there as well if you want to. But importantly, when I come, I don't know when, next time you got to talk about me coming back to Hattiesburg. But hey, when I come to your city, pull up, man. I'm a big dude wearing polo every single time. You know what I mean? You gonna see me. So pull up. I want to shake your hand. I want to meet you or what have you. And yeah, man, just pull up when I come to your city.
That's what it is, man. Hey, any final shout outs you want to give?
Man, you in Hattiesburg, man. So shout out to everybody in Mississippi, man. Shout out to my OG Kamikaze. Shout out to Stylist. Shout out to Big Sight. Shout out to D Horton. Shout out to Fifth Child. Shout out to Coke Boomaye. Shout out to Vitamin C. Shout out to everybody in the city, man. You know, I was just in Jackson a couple weeks ago. Like, Mississippi was the first state, Jackson specifically, outside of Louisiana, to really take me in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I got a lot of love for Mississippi. So shout out to everybody out there, man.
Yeah, man. Kamikaze, big shout out to that boy there, man. Hey, yeah, man. All these people that you name, man, I'm familiar with them from the Map Coalition days and all that stuff, man. So Cats was dope back then and still pushing right now, man. So it's just cool.
My man, shout out Ecclesia, man. Shout out Ecclesia, man. Shout out Ecclesia. Gotta shout out my guy. Shout out to Ecclesia, man.
For sure. That's what it is, man. Well, again, man, big shout out Marcel P. Black. I know we about to get out of here, but I gotta ask you one more thing, man. When Sean King shared your joint, how did you feel, man?
It was cool. It was cool because the song had been out for like 4 years, and
right.
so when he shared it, like that, real quick, that song will forever be special to me because it came out. The album came out. Cry Freedom came out like a couple weeks after Sterling was lynched, and so like for me, like during that time, I got called into leadership as far as like the protests and the marching and things of that nature, right? And so like that song is always going to be tied to like the summer about the Sterling when he got killed. And so 4 years later, Sean King shares Cry Freedom, and it goes viral again. And so it's a lot of mixed emotions because it's connected to that event. But I'm glad to have been able to, like, people said it was a soundtrack to Bad Rules, that song, right? So like, and actually it's been like 7 years since he got killed, like around the time of the anniversary. So but yeah, shout out to Cry Freedom and like everybody in Bad Rules as well.
Man, salute you, man, and all the work that you're putting in, man. Appreciate what you're doing for the youth, for the culture, for standing on what you're standing on, doing good business, and trying to teach the next generation how to be profitable in this business, man. From booking your own shows to doing your own tours around, nationwide tours, and showing people how to set up websites to actually be profitable and not depend on streams or any stuff like that, man. So salute you educating the people, man, because that's really, I feel like, is the thing that is missing from the game. People just trying to hit a quick lick. They don't have somebody that's educating them without charging them. You know what I mean? They just like, they just educate them because they really want to see them win. So I salute you for that, man, and keep grinding, keep doing your thing, and for sure, I salute your grind, brother.
Salute you as well, man. I appreciate you, man. Take care.